Good morning, dear friends. Happy Sunday to all of you. Major changes are being made to benefits due to inflation. These changes will impact millions of Americans across the United States. The Internal Revenue Service has new information for all Americans that have received a stimulus check. Friends, here's your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. Please make sure you watch until the end of this video.
Yesterday, Joe Biden hosted a party at the White House to celebrate his Inflation Expansion Act. On the same day, that scorching inflation numbers came in hotter than expected, and the stock market plunged. President Biden and House Democrats' reckless spending and failed far-left policies have plunged our economy into a recession, stolen wages from America's workforce, destroyed retirement savings, particularly impacting seniors in my district and across America, and left families with the highest food prices since 1979. Everywhere I traveled across my district, everyone I spoke with across America throughout August, I heard about the pain that so many constituents are feeling due to Joe Biden and House Democrats' failed radical policies. And my colleagues are here today to share those similar stories about what they heard this August recess. What are the realities that the American people are facing? The Democrats' inflation crisis has New Yorkers paying nearly $700 more per month and is expected to cost families across my state more than $8,000 a year. That's, in many cases, a month's salary. If you look at the inflation rate, it's taking away a month's salary of every American family. Wages aren't keeping up with inflation as everything is costing more. Americans are making less. Grocery prices are leaving many families struggling to put food on the table. Families are struggling to afford their gas and energy prices due to Democrats' war on American energy that's only predicted to get worse. This winter, families across my district in upstate New York and the North Country are expected to pay the highest price to heat their homes in well over a decade. The lawlessness and rampant violent crime continues in our communities due to Democrats' soft-on-crime policies. And the sad part is,
Every year, the IRS adjusts many provisions to account for the impacts of inflation, ranging from individual tax brackets to how much you can save in your individual retirement account. With inflation running near a 40-year high, many experts say some big changes are in store for taxpayers. This year, taxpayers could see some of the biggest changes in decades due to the hottest inflation since the early 1980s. While the IRS will likely officially announce these changes in October or November, the tax agency relies on a formula based on inflation data for calculating the new tax brackets and other limits. Based on that formula, experts forecast that many tax provisions will be adjusted upwards by about 7%. Some taxpayers will be relying on the new inflation adjusted provisions to make changes in the next several weeks. Tax brackets determine the tax rate that you'll pay on each portion of your income. The theme of last year for the IRS has been piles of paper, as the understaffed and underfunded agency dealt with an unprecedented backlog of unprocessed tax returns that built up amid new crisis responsibilities. Now, the IRS is taking a major step towards getting those tax returns processed and out the door. So this week, it is set to finally clear its backlog of 8 million original returns that were filed in 2021. Original returns refers to the 1040 tax return that individual taxpayers file every year. The backlog that the IRS will clear this week includes returns that do not have any errors. The agency also has been contending with separate backlog of amended returns, where filers have to submit new information to complete the return after filing. That backlog relief could mean good news for Americans who have been waiting on refund checks, with 75% of filers receiving refunds annually. The backlog has meant big delays in checks, especially for people filing paper returns. Previously, filers have been waiting for returns to be processed for months. The delay in processing these returns, and therefore getting refund checks out, has not been lost on Americans' wallets. Filers still waiting on checks previously told Insider that they were struggling to afford childcare, groceries, and even their homes. The keyword for this video is Apple Festival. If you would like to enter today's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below this keyword, which is Apple Festival, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. Over the past few years, a lack of sufficient housing inventory has led to intense buying competition that has pushed home prices to historic highs. Inflation and interest rate hikes have also put pressure on housing costs, resulting in more Americans having a difficult time affording home ownership. Although fading buyer demand has led to a decline in home prices, it's had the opposite effect on rents. As Americans become increasingly priced out of home ownership, more have returned to renting, which has caused rental affordability to plummet. But with the slowdown in the housing market, there is finally some good news for renters. Rents fell 0.1% through August across the United States' biggest metropolitan areas. And according to new data, the drop snapped a 20-month streak of price hikes and offered the first sign of a relief for renters who are stuck with few alternatives. Rents are still up 7.1% from the year ago period, but that's an improvement from the 8.4% pace seen at the end of July. Considering the summer and spring are months that typically yield the largest rent increases, the downturn signals the inflation seen over the past few years is quickly easing up. The cool down is most pronounced in the Sun Belt cities that saw rents skyrocket the most throughout the crisis. Average rents fell 1.1% last month in Nashville, marking the largest one-month decline across the 40 cities that were tracked. Rents in San Francisco slid 0.9% over the month. That marked the largest drop in dollar terms, with the dip translating to a $29 decline in the city's average monthly rent costs. If rents are in fact falling, it will be some time before Americans feel much of a difference. Data from Moody's Analytics shows that since 2020, 89% of the top U.S. metros have experienced an uptick in rent-to-income ratios, meaning that renters have had to spend a larger percentage of their paychecks on housing. Well, my amazing and awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this morning. Thank you, my dear friends, for watching all of the videos that I post. I'll be announcing a winner for the Walmart gift card giveaway in a video later today. So please remember to listen for the keywords and enter them in the comment section below, and do stay tuned for that video. Thank you, my friends, and have a wonderful and blessed weekend.